What's up? What's up? What's up to everybody out there in the land? I am Desmond Mosby. Welcome to episode 2 of our new experience, right? Like, because we're just coming off of what we usually were was the man experience, and right now we've got this new show called What We On. And again, like I said on our last episode, I am sticking with this name. I promise. I know my brother Blake up there in the corner said that he felt like I was going to change it again, but no, I really, really love this name. Fellas, I was just thinking as we were listening to the opening theme song play, and y'all know I love that vibe. Like I've always said, I play that joint in my car sometimes riding down the street. My cousin Freddie P, Fred Napper, Little Fred, as I know him, made that beat for us, and it is stuck with me, and so I love that song. But I was thinking for a minute there as it was playing how I wanted opening credits, but it's almost just as dope for it to not be opening credits and for it to get us live at what we're doing at the time that music is playing. I'm up there vibing. Blake is up there laughing at me. I catch Nando vibing every now and then. He kind of has his head bob. Jamon is chewing gum, but it feels good. It feels good. We'll see where we go from there. But again, welcome to another edition of What We On. Fellas, say hello to our audience.
Hello.
Yeah, man, y'all looking good, man, since the last time we talked. My brother Nando, my brother Blake, my brother Jamon, y'all are looking sharp. Listen, I got to throw this out there because I know somebody's going to say it. I know that my Dallas Cowboys are 3-4-1, and I know that Nando's 49ers are 6-3, but at the end of it all, we both going to be at home, and that's all that matters. All right, so with that being said, Blake, in other news, why don't you take us to what is going on with our State of the Culture address?
It's a lot going on. Everybody knows, government shutdown. People will go without their benefit, and the world is about to get real. And so we are waiting for the government to reopen. And hopefully this does not go through well, it may go through Thanksgiving for most people. Hopefully it doesn't go forward to December, but all we can do is wait and see. It's a waiting game at this point.
I did see that a judge has ordered the administration to fund SNAP benefits for November by Wednesday. Now, how that's going to happen or what the administration does to make that happen or not remains to be seen. But the funds are there in an emergency situation. So I'm unclear why they have not been used and issued already.
Well, luckily for Virginia, we're using our emergency funds. But as you said, you're right. The funds are there. But I'm going to just be real. I think they spent the money on something. But we're not going to go into that conversation. We're going to move forward past that. But
you've got several conversations that I know that you really want to go into. We might have to do an episode just strictly on this. I don't know, because I feel like there's a lot that you want to talk about in regards to this.
I think there's a lot we could all say.
Oh, absolutely.
If I could just say one more thing, I'll leave anybody listening with this thought. We're in a country with billionaires and also 42 million people going without food.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, my brother.
Right.
Yeah, my brother. Yeah, my brother. Listen, in other news, obviously we didn't get a chance to talk about this because it happened after our last episode, but Michael D'Angelo Archer passed away. And the only reason I bring that up is, well, I bring it up for two reasons. Number one, he was an artist that I listened to growing up, and I was highly impacted by his music. But number two, they had a funeral service for him actually yesterday. So I certainly wanted to send our condolences from what we on to the D'Angelo's family, his fans, all those who were certainly blessed by this young man's talent. And I'll also state that I think this is an opportunity for men of color, especially Black men, but men of color in particular, to certainly be mindful of any gastrointestinal issues. Just making sure that you're getting your checkups like you're supposed to be. Because I mean, what was he? 51?
Very young. I don't know the exact age.
Very, very young.
I don't recall his age.
So just making sure that we're going. I know we've talked about this several times on the show, how we need to be taking care of ourselves, going to the doctor, getting regular checkups. Doing those exams that maybe we don't like, but we know that we have to, just to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. So I'll leave it with that. I also got to say this. So our last episode, we talked about crushes that we had when we were younger. And I must say that yesterday I was down in Greensboro, North Carolina. Shout out to my wife. I had to take her to see somebody that she has idolized since she was a child. The talented Monica. But while I was there, somebody that I did not mention on that last episode was there. Her name is Maya. And what's interesting is that my wife just looked at me before the episode came on and said, I was shocked that you didn't record her. And I had to make it clear that I was not going to disrespect my wife in that way, because I love my wife. So, honey, shout out to you. But I did enjoy myself. It was a wonderful, wonderful show. I mean, the experience, the visuals, Brandy and Monica coming together. Very, very, very good production. And I would encourage you, if you have the opportunity to certainly see them, go see them. My girl Tony that I talked about on the last episode, she is actually going on tour with New Edition and Boyz II Men. So I might have to sneak down there for that. But I'll leave it at that. Any other news? Anything else that we're missing? Mm-hmm. All right. Jamon down there shaking his head, looking like he got something that he want to say, but he just can't remember.
Well, see, I feel always that I need to say something since I work for the news. And I always need to say something, but it goes through my mind like, what's actually going on that we're reporting? But the main thing we got to vote Tuesday.
Yes. If you are residing in Virginia right now, obviously you have the top three offices of governor, lieutenant governor, and the attorney general. And there are also some congressional districts that are up for grabs as well. Here in the city of Lynchburg, which is where I reside, we have our constitutional offices as well. So if you have not early voted, obviously yesterday was your last day. Certainly take advantage of voting on Tuesday. That is your right, and you should absolutely do it. People suffered, bled, and died for our opportunity and our right to vote. So make sure you do that. Polls are open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. So certainly Tuesday, be out there voting. That is your civic duty. Anything else?
But while we're on voting, sending, prayers up to, Winston Earl, because her bus caught on fire.
You said Winston.
Did I say her name wrong? I'm sorry.
Winsome.
I'm sorry, Miss Earl. I'm sorry. But anyway, her bus caught on fire. She's not hurt. None of the people on the bus were hurt. But it could have been a bad situation, though.
It could have been a bad situation. You're absolutely right. She is running, obviously, for governor here in Virginia. And I'm not here to tell you certainly who you need to vote for. I'm just here to tell you, just make sure you vote. All right. So with that being said, Jamon, I so wanted to go a different route with that when you started mentioning her name. I was going to pause you and interrupt you and say, I am speaking. But then I was like, nah, let me not do that because that might not catch on.
I think right now that has become a meme that I cannot get rid of. I tell
It's
you
become a
that.
lot of things. It's become a lot. It's like one of the biggest things from the political arena right now that's taking place. I am speak. Blake calls me every day, and that's what it. At least at some part during the conversation, Blake is going to yell out, "I am speaking!" Like at some point.
Can I ask the question though? Where was that from though? Where was that from?
It was literally, I think, she was somewhere, and they captured video of her saying that. I can't speak to where she was or what the event was, but it was actual, I guess, video of her saying that. Blake and Nando might have more information on that, but that's and I don't want to make this whole episode about Winsome or anything political.
I am speaking.
Yeah, see, that's what he does on the phone every day. But we're going to get into we're going to get into our episode today, and I want to ask Fernando, what we on today?
Well, here recently I was telling a story to a friend while we were playing cards, and it reminded me of another story that sounded just completely made up. You know, something that happened to me in my younger years. So I thought, what's something that has happened to you that sounds fake or made up, but is 100% true?
And I have titled, because of that, this episode, Fake News. I tried to do my best Donald Trump impersonation. That was probably the worst one of all time. You said what, Blake?
Don't do that again.
Don't do that again. I won't do it again. No. But listen, I will say this. Y'all give me the opportunity to come up with some of the best titles for these episodes. I think I have more fun doing that than I actually do the episodes. But yeah, so to Nando's question, what is a story that is kind of unbelievable about you that you could literally tell it and people still do not believe it when it comes out of your mouth? Anybody want to go first?
I'm scared to set the bar because I was told not to tell this story.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, man. I kind of want you to set the bar because then maybe that'll give me.
So, you know, I want to preface this happened in high school. Me and our core friend group back in those days, it was like 10 deep. And so we were all hanging out, and there was a house party, you know, local high school house party. And for some reason, whoever was throwing the party said only 8 of us could come, 8 out of the 10. And they left it up to pick. Well, me and my friend Justin were the odd man out. We picked the short straws, right? And so by this time, it's probably 10 o'clock at night. We were pissed off. We were driving back to my house. I was like, we'll just figure out something. This was Friday. He had a 57 Chevy 2-door Bel Air, right? And we were driving back to his house. My house. And as we're driving, it had electrical problems like crazy, okay? As we're driving back, we go to 7-Eleven. He locks his keys in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Cop happens to pull in. So this 7-Eleven that we went to was in the hood, right? And so cop
this was back. I'm sorry, this was back home in Cali.
Yeah, this is back home in California. And so I know which 7-Eleven you was thinking of already. No, this is back home. So we stop. We go inside to get snacks or something, and he locks his keys in the car. So cop comes. We ask him if he can, you know, use his Slim Jim or whatever to get us in there. He's like, man, shots were fired literally a block over. He's like, I got to get over there. I don't have time to help you guys. I stopped here to make sure no one was hurt, and then left. So we had to break the window to his car and he can get in, right? I told you, he had electrical problems, all kinds of crazy stuff. As we're driving, his lights cut out. He's like, I was like, man, let's just get back to our house. Because by this time, it's 11 o'clock at night, 10:30, 11 o'clock. And as we're driving, all we hear is, your lights are out. And it was like 4 female voices, right? 4 women. And he's like, I think those were girls. And I was like, yeah, I think so. He's like, let's go back and see if they're having a party. And he's like, at least we could have some kind of entertainment. And so I'm like, okay, fine, right? We turn around. Remind you, we're in high school, like 17. Okay, Justin, I think, was 60.
The window is still broke out.
Window still broken.
Okay, I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, I don't know if that's gonna come back all together. Like,
yeah. So it's just like
unless that's part of the story, the wild part. Go ahead.
Just no. Just to add to the series of events that happened, right? And so we get there, we pull over, we walk over to this house and see 4 women climbing off of the roof, right? And they're all hammered, right? It's just a 1-story house. They're all hammered. Like, they're like, what are you guys doing driving without your lights on? And we explain the situation there, and we tell them about our friends ditched us, and they're like, well, why don't you guys hang out with us, right? And so we start hanging out with them. They're giving us beer. It's 6 of them total. There were 4 on the roof, 2 inside, right? It is now like 1 a.m. They're completely drunk out of their minds. Then they start telling us about themselves. They're all law enforcement. Every single one.
What?
Four of them are police officers. 2 of them work at in prisons. I don't remember which prisons. Right? But 4 of them are legit police officers.
Man.
And we're like, holy crap. And they're showing us like videos, and they're showing us their guns and stuff like that. And so I am
showing the guns.
Yeah.
Bro.
They were still
they didn't give them.
Wait a minute,
they went and got their guns to show us their guns.
Can they do
that? I don't know.
No, I asked that because usually when they off duty, don't they put the guns and whatnot in the gun thing at the police department?
I have no idea.
I don't think there's a legal.
Cops keep their guns with them.
And I don't think
they do?
I don't think there's a legal
I didn't know.
thing
weapon
with that. But like, you're overstepping the fact. Like, you're worried about the guns. They gave this 16 and 17-year-old beer.
Yeah.
Like, y'all, like, you completely missed that part, Jamon. Like, regardless of the fact that a gun was shown, which could be an everyday thing, you got adult women giving beer. On top of that, law enforcement women. So, but continue.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
Jamon heard gun and was like, "Oh my god!"
I did.
We were in the backyard, their backyard, when they were showing us. I think they brought 2 or 3 of the guns, right? Not all 6 of them, right? And 2 of them like played music, and so they were like, "Oh, we have a set of drums." And anybody who knows me knows I absolutely love music, right? And so they're like, "Oh, let me play some stuff for you." And so 2 of them go inside, and I follow them, and Justin stays outside talking to the other 4. I think we're in there maybe 15 minutes, right? Because it's, like I said, by this time it's 1 a.m. I think. I'm like, we're in the neighborhood, like you can't just keep playing drums at 1 a.m, right? And so we go back outside, and I hear Justin say, "Can I shoot it into the air?" And this is not a lie, I swear to y'all. She goes, "Sure," and hands it to him. I said, no. I said, no. I said, me, the 17-year-old, I said, this is not a good idea. They're like, they're not going to know it was us, and we're cops. I was like, this is not a good idea. I was like,
is that when you realized they were cops, or you knew they were cops?
No. We already knew they were cops.
Got you. Okay.
Hey, Nando, how long ago was this?
Oh,
he was 17.
I was 17, so 20-something years ago.
Oh, so this was pre able to get anything on video phone or anything like that.
Cell phones,
So you basically lived the life super bad.
Hold on, because I still don't think he finished while y'all keep interrupting.
I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to figure out if there's any video evidence of all this stuff, because that could get them in trouble now.
They did have a video camera, right? And they were showing us like things like parties and stuff. They had to prove they were police and stuff like that. Like they were legit police officers. But I don't think they recorded anything they were doing. They weren't that dumb, I think. I don't know. I don't remember, right?
They weren't that dumb.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Right. So I tell Justin, I was like, dude, you gotta listen to me. I was like, this is a terrible idea. I was like, everybody's having fun, having a good time. I was like, you should not shoot that gun into the air. And I don't know why, he listened to me. He was drunk too by this point, right? And so in California, it might be like this in most places, but I think it's 2 a.m. that the stores stop selling beer, the gas
gotcha.
stations.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh no, we're out of beer and vodka. We need you guys to go get us. And we're like, we're underage and it's after 2 now. And they're like, you guys are minors. They're not going to do anything to you. We'll give you the money. We want you to run into the store, grab the beer, throw the money on the counter, and then just run out. They're not going to care.
Wait. What?
Yes.
This sounds like this sounds like a movie. This sounds like a movie.
Yo,
I told
you know
y'all.
what
I told y'all.
like? You know what
This
movie it sounds
super
like?
bad. Super bad.
Superbad and The
No.
Wizard.
Definitely super bad the most.
I told y'all it was crazy. So
I still
they're
don't
like,
think you finished.
they're like, just do it. We're
Can it get worse? I know that's my question. Can it get worse?
I don't think it gets worse than that. There's just a small piece. So they're like, we're cops. Just trust us. If they call the police, which they won't, just come back here and we'll tell the cops we made you do it. And we're like, okay.
What?
So again, it's now like 2 a.m. and just like we can't drive. It was an AM PM actually was the name of it. It's a chain out in California. I'm sure other places too, but so we walk there, right? Teenagers, 2:33 in the morning now. Walk to the gas station. We go in. The guys are obviously like, what are you kids doing in here, right? They don't really speak much, but I'm sure they were like, what are these idiots doing here? And so we were walking around, right? We go to the sodas first, then we're looking at the beer. And I'm like, all right, look, Jason, Justin. I was like, you are faster than me. I was like, you grab the beer, I'll throw the money on the counter, and you just take off. I was like, worst comes to worst. I was drunk at this point, right? I was like, worst comes to worst, they take me home. I live, a mile away. I'll just walk back after. And he's like, okay. And so he grabs the beer, right? And he walks up to the counter, and the guy's like, we can't sell beer after 2 a.m. And Justin's like, oh, okay, and just puts it back. He's like, I can't. He always called me Fern, right? He's like, Fern, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I was like, oh man, they're gonna be pissed. I was like, all right, let's just hurry up and get back. And so we get back, we walk back, and we see his car, and all the lights are out at this house, right? Because it was like not a cul-de-sac, but like from the street we walk onto, you could see his car, and all the lights are out. And I'm like, they just went to bed. I was like, in my head, I was like, thank God, because shit was getting crazy, right? They're trying to shoot guns in the middle of a neighborhood, giving underage kids beer, telling us to run in and steal beer.
Man, that sounds like they had done that before.
So we walk back and we see his car and all the lights out, and he's like, all right, man. He's like, wait a minute, we weren't parked here. And I was like, I think we were. He's like, no, we definitely weren't parked here. There was I don't remember what kind of car in front of me. It was not this Toyota or something. And then all we hear is laughing, right? And we look up the street, and they're all standing on the roof again. They had put his car into neutral and pushed it like all the way down the street and then parked it. And he just wanted to prank us as we walked back.
Oh,
and
man.
Then we get back, and they're like, did you get the beer? And we were like, no, we couldn't do it. We were too scared.
Jokes on
like,
y'all.
Right. They're like, what the hell? Well, we're going to bed then. You guys can leave. And they just told us to leave, and we left, and that was it.
That's crazy.
Never saw him again, never spoke to him again. That was it.
Wow.
That sounds like Cabin in the Woods or something like that, man.
It was crazy. It was crazy. I'm telling you.
Okay, so if those ladies are watching,
right? If this ever gets back to them,
welcome to What We Own. Yeah. I'm Desmond Mosby, and Nando just told a story. A very interesting.
My name is Joe Smith.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. I think we can end the episode now because I ain't got nothing.
I got nothing that can top that.
I got nothing whatsoever for that.
I'm telling you, I told you,
right
crazy.
There takes the cake of story. Like Jamal, that can I write the movie?
Right, I'm telling you, it sounds completely like somebody made it up, right? There's
And
just
I'm
so
gonna
many
be honest
things
with you.
happen.
I didn't know where I like. There were several ways that I was like, all right, he's gonna go here. He's got to go here. I did not expect them to be cops. I did not expect them to
To
send y'all
offer
to
us
the
to
store,
shoot the gun into the
shoot
air.
the gun in the air.
And see, now that I'm older, I'm like, she says sure, and she's not going to actually hand him the gun, right? You just say that yeah, you can as a joke, but no, she handed him. He had the pistol in his hand, ready to shoot
That's
it, and
great.
I'm like, Justin, no, do not do this, man.
That's what gets me still to this moment.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's wild.
That could have
Wow.
gone so many ways, boy. That could have gone
So
bad
many
ways.
ways. So many ways. I ain't got nothing to top it. I don't. Look. Not on. Look, and I don't even have to try to top it. I don't have anything that comes close to it. Like my little wimpy story was a wimpy. Blake, go ahead.
I'll tell you this much too. My mom watches our stream. She didn't know this story until just now.
Oh.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah.
You have a wonderful son. And I always say that when people have wonderful children, that just means it's a reflection of them. So thank you, Mom, for loaning your son to us here in Lynchburg, Virginia. We love him very much. Blake, your turn.
Let's see. My story. Let's see. It's definitely not gonna top Nando's. Yeah. Okay, I got one. This is probably from when I was like 21, 22 ish. Yeah, definitely 21, 22. Long story short, I was out with my friends. We was out at this out of this bar, and in Northern Virginia, you generally have to drive everywhere. And this was way before Uber and Lyft and all that stuff. So we was outside kicking in. Long story short, we all leaving. I'm in my car.
Nah, don't. Let me pause you right there. Don't say long story short. Make short story long, because I'm still thinking.
Well, we leaving, not together. We got there separately. I left, and they were behind me. No, excuse me. I left before them, and they left a little while back. So I'm rolling, and it's a decent drive to where I'm going home. But essentially, my car ended up in an embankment.
Oh,
yes,
had that happen before.
In an embankment, so couldn't move, chilling there. Obviously, who you think pulling up?
I'm not gonna lie to you. The bad part about this particular story is I believe it. I know how you drive.
Oh, you say pull up?
All right. Yeah, who pulled up? Your friend?
5-0. Who you think?
Oh,
Nando's cops.
No, it wasn't Nando's cops.
Did they send you to the store?
No, this wasn't Nando's cops.
Did they shoot the gun in the air?
These was the real cops.
Nando was with some Diddy stuff, right? Like, y'all gonna walk to Brooklyn and give me some cheesecake.
No, these was real.
Shutting down the
Cambodia.
No, this was real police.
So these was the real police.
Real police. So I'm in the car. Obviously, I can't move. Like my car is still, it's not wrecked or nothing like that, but I'm just in the embankment. I can't get out of the embankment. So eventually the police pull up. So I'm like, oh shit, here we go. So of course they want to talk to me, license, registration. They want to talk to me. By the grace of God, I don't know how. I passed my sobriety test, because that's the first thing that they did. whole thing, y'all, for real. No lie. And all I know, I called my friends because it was the McDonald's that was down the street, literally down the street. I was like, y'all meet me at the McDonald's. My shit is about to get towed. They had to pull my shit out of the embankment, and they took it to impound. So, and my friends picked me up, and I stayed with one of my friends for probably like a day and a half or whatever. Now the issue was, so I finally told my dad what happened. And so my friend took me to the impound lot, and we waiting there for my dad to pull up. Now you already know, Living, he's pissed.
Oh, absolutely.
at
Absolutely.
At that current time, he was in like a black biker gang type of thing, right? Whatever, right?
Was this black biker gang like? Never mind. Keep going.
It doesn't matter, but he was in that. He was hanging with them, and they chill, but it was a group. It was a group, and so me and my boy Sam sitting there because I was staying with him while I didn't have my car and trying to figure out what I was gonna do for a day and a half. So I kid you not, my dad pulls up on his motorcycle with about 5 people on motorcycles pull up at the same time to the place to pay to get my car out. And they came with him because he was going to kill me.
Wait. Your dad was?
Yes. They came with him so he wouldn't beat me up.
So
your dad wouldn't beat you up?
He was going to crash out on Blake.
Yes.
And listen.
His group members came with him so he wouldn't beat my ass. But this shit.
Did you assume that, or they told you that?
I did not know.
I know that's what he was gonna do, but did you actually assume that?
No.
Or did they tell you that?
Listen, one of the members was like, "Yeah, we had to come with him. Because just making sure, because he pulled up with him. It was 5 at the same time. Vroom.
Was he with them at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
They
I wanted to make sure because I was like, maybe he called him and they all
pulled
came
up to collectively together at the same time.
Blake's first thought was that all 5 of them about to stomp his ass out.
No, I didn't think that. I was like, it's him. Yeah, I get, that's what it said. They came through with him to, make sure that I was alive
and not unalived.
Unalived.
Yeah, wanted to make sure you didn't wake up dead.
Because it was some funds to get that car out.
I bet it was, man. But again, like, I've seen you drive, so I know, Blake. Look, Blake. Look, I gotta say this. He might get mad at me. Blake came to my house a couple months back. He was going somewhere, I think a conference or something, and came flying down the street. So we go get my kids from the center. He gets in my car and is mad at a lady that's walking her dog because she looked back at him as if to say, "Why are you flying?" So he had a whole fit about that. And I'm like, dude, you were literally flying. I literally was cutting the grass and you were boom, like a residential street, Blake, with a park. Come on now.
25 miles an hour. 25 miles an hour.
See, it won't that fast now. She was exaggerating.
If it had been me, I would have said the same thing to you. Sir, I'm walking my dog here. Let me stop. Jamon, you're next. I'm still thinking. Man.
Okay. No, I had 2, but one of them is going to take the rest of the episode to say, and it's probably going to 8 o'clock. So
that's perfectly fine. I have nothing at this point.
Well, I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this one. That so I would say this is probably about 9, 10, 11 years ago. And this is when CarMax used to, on the days that they were closed, you could go in there and actually look at cars and actually open the doors, look inside,
I
sit
think I know
inside
this story.
them
I
and
think I
sit
know
inside
this.
them. Yeah, and sit inside them and see how they feel and all that stuff. So, I was wasting time one time. I forgot what it was. I had to meet somebody later on. So I said, I got an hour to let me see what's up.
The bad part
So,
about it is I would believe this story too.
so so I pulled on the lot, and I went into CarMax, and everybody knows I love Corvettes. I've always loved Corvettes. So there was a nice yellow C5. People know what C5 means. That like Corvettes, C5 seats, Corvette, yellow, and I was like, "Ooh, this is very nice." Can't afford it, but let me see how much it is, and let me see how it feels. Just to because I've never really sat in a Corvette before, and so get in there, get in the Corvette, shut the door. Now this is end of summer, early fall. Temperature's about 70 to 75. So get in it, shut the door. You know how you do. You sit in there. You get, you're doing all this. You're not going away. You ain't got the key, but you're just seeing how it would feel and all that. So doing this, looking around. This is nice. This is real nice. Okay, I could get used to this. A little toasty now, so I'm gonna get on out. Couldn't get out the driver's door. Got stuck. So I said, okay, maybe I'm not pushing it the right way. It's one of those little buttons that you push. It's not a handle that you can pull. It's a button you push to get the door open. Push it. I didn't hear I didn't hear nothing like that. So kept pushing it, putting a little weight on it. Nothing's happening. Okay, let me try this door. Opposite door. Corvettes are kind of small, so I could actually reach over and get the other door. So I reached over, tried the other door. Same thing. Wouldn't open. Wouldn't open at all. So I said, waited there for a minute. Okay, let me try this again. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'm looking for all over the dashboard for maybe the sun says unlocked door or something like that. Can't find nothing. Trying to hit the little button, the little remote start thing. Not the remote start, the push button start. Trying to hit that, nothing. Just nothing at all. So I said, trying to get out here, trying to get out there. Now I'm starting to get a little worried, a little hot. 70 turned into 73 all of a sudden. When you get nervous. When you get nervous, you get hot. So I'm starting to get hot.
Blake, sit your behind down. Let your mother.
Yeah. So
said and listen to yours. Sit your butt down, Blake.
So darn, he had to mute himself, didn't he? Dang. So anyway, all right. So the next thing I said was, shoot, maybe if I look behind, Corvettes have the thing, the trunk open thing where the glass can come out. So I said, okay, well, let me try to reach back and do something like this. Nothing. All right. So now I got two doors locked, window locked. Nobody in sight at the CarMax. So I'm like, okay. All right, now I got to get physical now. So I'm doing the what ifs. What if I take my elbow and go real hard against the glass? Maybe I can break the glass on this side, this side. I said, no, if I do that, it's going to cause harm to me. And I might have to end up paying some funds because I messed up the car. So let me actually put a lot of weight in it now and see if I can actually do something. So now I'm doing this. The car doing this number now, actually moving now. I'm putting all weight on it now, trying to get the back. So I said, okay. So I have my cell phone. 911. Call 911 and
This is a dang shame. We got two people on mute right now.
Oh, I know. Look at him, Desmond. Desmond, look at him, Desmond. So look, call 911.
Hold on, Jamal. Audience, I want to apologize to each and every one of you right now that they are literally on the screen cracking up. Jamon, continue.
So 911. So the Campbell County Sheriff's Department answered.
Jamon,
Like,
Blake's sweating.
I know. This is 911. I said, yes, ma'am. My name is Jamon Haskins. She said, yeah, I see where you are. What's the emergency? I said, well, I'm locked in the car and, I'm locked in the Corvette and can't get out. She said, oh, well, we can send somebody down with a slim. I said, no, ma'am, I'm locked in the car. I'm not locked out the car. I'm locked in the car. And she said, oh, okay, all right. I said, yeah, and it's getting a little hot now. It's about 75 and turning to 78 now. Getting a little bit hotter and hotter now. So, if y'all got somebody around, just saying that. Whoever has a Corvette knows that Corvettes are like kind of vacuum sealed. They're really sealed. They're not like, a bigger car where you got a little bit of air that you can deal with. They're vacuum sealed. So, yeah, if you can send somebody. So, so I hang up. I'm like, okay, just stay calm because the more you go off, the hotter you're going to get, the more energy you're going to lose and all that. So I looked over and God put two people right in front of me that were looking at cars. So I said, okay. So I'm doing this number. Hey, I know they can't hear me, but I'm like this, all in the window. So, of course, they're not looking at me. They're looking over at all the other things. So I'm like this. I'm like doing this, right? So I said, one thing I ain't tried? Let me try this horn. I'm praying that the horn works. So I went. And it beeped. I said, uh-oh. So I went. And it made another noise. So I laid on that horn. I was like, and then all of a sudden I went, dun, 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 all that, right? They went. So they looked in my way. I'm like, yes. Come here. So they walk over to me. It was two people. They walked over to me and they were like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I got to mouth them. I said, I'm locked in. I can't get the door open. I'm locked in. So they're like, so then they're looking all over. I said, I don't know. So they finally see the door handle, right? And I'm like, try it, do anything, just try it. They reached under, pulled it up, and the door sprung open. I jumped from the seat, 10 feet this way, and took the biggest breath of my life, like
Sweaty like a mug too, y'all.
Oh my goodness, funky! It was, man, tired, right? Tired. So they looked at me. I was like, thank you so much, thank you. I got trapped in the car. I don't know what it was. By then, the sheriff showed up. You okay? Yes, sir. I'm fine. You need an ambulance? No, sir. I'm fine. I'm good. Just got stuck in the car. So sheriff, got a little smirk on his face, like, okay, all right, I understand.
He won't laugh like Blake and Fernando.
So no, not that bad, but they, inside it was cracking up. He was cracking up inside. So they leave, right? I said, thank you. Needless to say, I get back in my car, I drive away, after the Corvette. I'm done. Bye. Good later. So I leave. I get to the news station the next day. They want to do a story on me because they heard the scanner call.
Yep.
That I made talking to the Campbell County Sheriff's Department. They want to do a story. Long story short, we went back to CarMax, the same exact yellow Corvette. I did a story on my own, getting trapped in the car. Had to recreate it, did all that. Do you know that there's a little lever by your foot that you can pull up and the door will pop open? I feel like
to that point when they did that story, there was a post that you shared, or at least that they shared, that comes up on my feed, I think, every year around the time that it originally posted.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's a real thing because I shared the post that somebody actually died in a car that way because they didn't know of that emergency lever on the floor that you can pull and the door will pop open manually. They didn't know that.
See, they
And
not now.
right. And on top of that,
now it's serious.
but on top of that, also that story that they did that we did with National, because people were like,
Yeah,
I mean, that it was so
yeah,
not unbelievable that nobody really believed it, but it actually happened. But it ended up being a real thing that other Corvette owners have to deal with
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So it turned out to be a real story.
I remember the WSCT story as well, and I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to say their name on the live, but I remember the story vividly, and I remember them mentioning how Jamon Haskins was recently locked in the car, boom, 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 blah, 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 and I'm thinking to myself, to that point, why I said what I said, yours is believable.
So what happened? Oh, but let me tell you. So what happened is the battery had died in the Corvette, and what happens is when the battery dies in the Corvette, all the electronic locks don't work.
Bet you won't know no lots no more trying to get in no car.
Corvettes changed their whole policy because of that.
Basically, and look, ever since then, I don't think you can go on CarMax anymore. I think
the
they locked the gates.
The bad part about it, I'm thinking to myself, what if they actually had cameras at the facility and were watching you in that car the entire time? And somebody was at home like, Martha,
we got another one
right here.
Hey, we got another one.
Listen.
Taking bets. Is he gonna find the level?
Yeah. How long is it gonna take for him to get out?
But look, but on the real point though, I mean, it was funny, right? But it's something that really could have got serious.
Yeah, man.
You know, it could have really been bad had those two guys not seen me, and it could have been something else to deal with. If
just doing a show with Nando and Blake.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, it was something, but
well, we love you, my brother. We do, and we are glad, obviously, that situation did not turn out. Let me say this: I'm glad all of y'all situations didn't turn out for the worst, because every last one of them could have ended up bad for each of you. And I say that because I think my situation that I've now remembered, and Blake and Jamon were both there in this particular situation. My situation could have turned out bad as well. So I'm going to tell this story as briefly as I can. Most of you who know me probably see the cool, calm, collected, humble, nice, all the positive adjectives that you could possibly think of about Desmond Mosby. But I think only a few people have seen me in kind of a negative element. And this story is a hard one for me to share, but it happened at Scaremare. And it just so happens, again, as I was saying, that Jamon walked away. I didn't make Jamon walk away.
I'm coming back. I had to get some water. I got it. I know exactly where you're going with this.
And Blake was there. Nando, this was probably before I met you.
It was, but you've told me this story off the podcast before.
But I almost imagine that had we met by this point, you would have been there with us. So it just so happens that, we all wanted to go out for a night with friends and family and all of our loved ones, as we generally do. And it just so happens that this particular night, the place that was chosen was Scaremare. It is a popular attraction with Jamon, not so much popular with me anymore since this incident.
And for those that don't know or aren't Lynchburg,
yeah, go ahead.
Scaremare is basically a haunted house that you walk through. Takes
haunted house attraction.
15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe.
About that. And obviously growing up, it's a big thing to do here in Lynchburg around Halloween time because there's really nothing else to do in relation to. Yeah. So it just so happens that this particular day, we decided to go to the People's Scare Mare. And this was all planned by, Jamon. Jamon had set the time when we were going to arrive and all of those things. So we got that kind of early because we all know that when Jamon says a time, Jamon is actually maybe going to be 15 to 30 minutes after that time. So I might have been wrong in getting there just a little too early. That might be my fault. So I might have to take the blame on this particular situation.
You notice he prefaces everything with "I might." He still isn't. He still don't feel like he's completely wrong.
Yeah, I still don't feel like I'm completely wrong in this scenario, and they might disagree, but we're going to get to the story. So we arrive. It's a couple of us already there. Right now, at this point, the only people that we are waiting for, you guessed it, Jamon. So we're standing in a location at.
Why was I late? Why was I late?
I don't know why you were late.
Trapped in that.
No, I know why you were late. I know why you were late. Wait. What Nando say?
He said trapped in the Corvette.
Nah, that might have been the reason, but the real reason is truly because you're always late, Jamon. There's no, it doesn't have to be an excuse. It's just Jamon is late. So you are on your way, and we were standing in a location just so that when Jamon got there, he was able to see us, and we could just go to where we were going to go at that point. So all standing in a circle. It's about 10 of us at that point standing in a circle. Just waiting by the Scare Mare sign. As we're standing there, there's a Scare Mare security guard that comes up and says, "Hey, you all need to move away from this location." Now, mind you, there's a group like right beside us. Confirm if I'm right or wrong, Blake. Am I right or wrong? There's a group of 20 people right beside us standing in a circle that this particular security guard did not address in the same fashion that he addressed us. Mm-hmm. And so I'm saying to the security guard, basically, well, we're just waiting for a friend. He's reassured me that he's almost here. As soon as he gets here, we're going to get in line. Boom, 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 blah, blah, blah. He gives us the whole spiel that we're kind of in a way just in case the ambulance needs to get through. We're literally standing by the sign. The other group was actually more in an area where the ambulance would travel. They had about 20 people also, 20 to 25 people also in their particular group. And they're just standing right there, right beside us. We're all kind of close. And so the security guard says basically that they're not a problem, but that we are and that we need to move, and that if we don't have all of our people, that we now need to go back to where we parked at. Now, mind you, I am not willing to walk all the way back to where I parked at. I am here right now. I'm just waiting on one person. He's probably literally 5 to 7 minutes away. We're not blocking the ambulance. We are literally standing here. We're not giving anybody any problems, issues, or anything of that nature. He proceeds to then basically enforce us to go back to the parking lot. Now, mind you, by the time we got back up to where the parking lot area was, we stopped before we got to the parking lot and figured, okay, we can stand right here and wait for Jamon. Well, he follows us to that place, to that location, and is now saying, I told y'all need to go to the parking lot. Well, this is where nice Desmond exits the facility and mean Desmond comes and arrives and gets to the People's Scare Mare. I start going off. I start laying into this guy. I start telling him he's just a security guard, a flashlight cop. You got security on your socks. You don't even have a gun. It's going back and forth. It's getting really expressive at this point. I'm loud. I'm obnoxious. I'm all of those words that you people don't normally see on a regular basis. I'm every bad thing that you could probably think of at that point. So, to make a long story short, because I only got 6 minutes, we go back and forth. we end up going back to the parking lot and standing there waiting for Jamon. Jamon arrives, and I have some words with Jamon because now I'm looking like the fool, the evil guy, the dirt bag, the whatever you want to call me. I am appearing to be that individual. And so we start to now proceed to walk towards the scare mare line. And I think if I'm not mistaken, were we waiting for one more person?
No, I
Or
think
were we,
that was it. That was
so
it.
we get to a point where we're going to get in a line. Jamon, we all stop and we're having a conversation in a circle. And at this point, I guess the security guard recognizes who we are. He goes and he gets Lynchburg Police Department. They now are walking over. At this point, I'm probably the only one that notices that they're walking over and that they're going to say something to us. LPD walks in our circle. He's basically saying to us the same thing that has already been said. You guys have been asked to go back to the parking lot. Boom, 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 blah, blah, blah. He's looking at my friends, telling them as he's talking, they're supposed to be looking at him. I questioned that. I said, she's listening. She doesn't have to look at you to hear you. So it's, again, me being blah, 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 whatever you want to call me, whatever you want to label me as, not the nice Desmond whatsoever. It gets to a point where the police officer now recognizes Jamon. And he says to Jamon, and I quote, "Oh, you're the guy with the Batman car." And it is that point that I am fed up. And I look at the police officer and I say, "Oh, now you want to be our friend, huh? Now you know us, huh?" And my wife is literally standing there and she's like, "Desmond, shut up." And Blake is like, "Calm down, Des." And Jamon is like, "Stop." And I'm like, "No, because now he wants to be our friend. Now he claims he knows somebody in our group. Now, but y'all never gave an issue to those people who are still currently standing right there. That large group of 20 people that have been standing right there this whole entire time. But you want, it was very, very, very obnoxious. Very, very not normal, Desmond Mosby. So please understand that there are truly two sides to me. I've done a lot better. If my mother is watching this right now, she will tell you, yes, there is a crazy side to Desmond. My mother will actually say, this is what my mother will actually say. My mother would actually say, "I would know what mood you are. My eyes are hazel." So, audience, if you didn't know, my eyes are hazel. My mother would say she would know what mood I was in on any particular day because as soon as I woke up, she would look at my eyes. And if my eyes were light hazel, I was going to be a terror that day. And I'm assuming that on that particular day, my eyes were probably a light hazel because I was in rare mode. Now, Blake, Jamon, I don't know if y'all want to add anything to the story that I missed. Long story short, I ended up going home. I think y'all stayed and went through the house.
Yep, you left.
My wife pulled me out and said, "No." And she got in the car, and I literally knew that she was mad at me for the rest of the night. Let's just say I didn't get a kiss or a hug probably that night from my honey. Honey, I apologize for embarrassing you in front of those people at the People Scare Mare. But Jamon, Blake, y'all got anything to add to my?
Well, let me ask you this. To this very day,
do I feel like I was right? Yes.
No. Are you still?
Next question.
Are you still holding a grudge against these people, or will you go back?
He's still holding a grudge.
I wouldn't say I'm still holding a grudge, but what I will say is this, and I'll say this on air on this particular platform. With the political climate the way it is right now, I have a hard time really finding myself in a position to support anything that's related to that institution with the political climate the way that it is now. And I may be wrong for that, but that's just how I feel at this moment, is that the political climate is a crazy political climate right now. And in some instances, to me, I may be wrong, to me, some people at that institution or that organization have kind of flamed some of what is taking place in the world today. So I mean, obviously those people aren't there anymore, right? Like that security guard, he's grown up. He's probably in his early 30s right now. He don't know me from the man in the moon, so I have no issue whatsoever with him. But right now, like I said, it's really for me the political climate and me determining at that point, like I can't support something that seems to me to be negative, divisive, couple of other things. That's my opinion.
Fair.
So, and my wife chimed in. I need to bring this up. She said, "Never going back." But it was a part of my childhood, right? Like it was a part of my childhood, and we enjoyed it every year. We enjoyed it by standing in the line. Jamon, you and I, you would do all the hip hop beats, and every song that I knew, I would rap to it, and we would have just a blast, just standing in line. But yeah, this day and age, I just find it hard. So
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, I used to in my younger days. I saw the fun in it, but now I don't. I don't know if it's getting older now. I mean, or whatever. It probably is getting older. It's just I just don't see the reason of standing in line.
And we had some good times there.
Yeah, like but 2-3 hours now to just
we had some good times
for 20 minutes. So
I remember the first time. I remember the first time I went. Like you were supposed to take us in the house, and you literally didn't know where you were going, and went up the steps, and we ended up almost on 29. And I'm like, Jamon, that is not where we're supposed to be going. Like I remember you and I going in the one room where it's black and white and the strobe light is in there.
Checkerboard room.
The checkerboard room, and we're doing the Crank That Soldier Boy, and they're telling us, y'all got to get out this room. Go, keep it moving. I remember.
See, Desmond is the kind of person that will make the actors laugh.
I'm about to tell that story.
He's trying to make the actors laugh.
This will be the last thing I say. I remember going one year and the girl laying under the car. She was laying under the car as if she had been in an accident. And we're walking by and she's yelling, "Help! Help! Help!" And I walked up, looked her dead in the face and said, "I'm sorry, boo. I can't help you. I'm black. They might think I did it." And she busted out laughing. And from that point on, I said, yeah, I can never come back again. But we had fun times. But again, like I said, in this political climate, I just find it hard to support. So I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, I think for me, obviously y'all believe that because y'all witnessed it. Nando probably believes it because he heard the story before. But I think a lot of people will probably find it hard to believe that story, that Desmond Mosby has a dark side.
I am speaking.
So, with that being said, are there any last thoughts?
I got two things unrelated. Shout out to my niece Kaylee, who plays the flute. For the first time, she was at she was playing for the Tacoma Youth Symphony in Washington State.
Go ahead, Katie.
Yeah. So that was her first time this past weekend.
Do you call her a flutist or a flautist?
I don't know. That's a good question. What should I be calling her?
It's actually both. I learned it's actually both. I've always said flautist, but it's actually both.
And I'm gonna shout out my other niece Eliana, because I can't carve pumpkins for nothing, and she sent me this and showed me what she carved.
Oh,
and I thought that was pretty cool. So I wanted to share that.
A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, I think so. Right? The not Jack. The whatever.
Yeah.
What's his name? Yeah. Okay. So I just want to give a quick shout out to them. I know that my nephew is playing football. I don't think they won the last game they played. I think they played again yesterday though, so I don't know about the update. I'll have to find out from my brother. But
Well,
yeah,
definitely let us know. We want to shout them out on the next episode.
I absolutely will.
All right, Jamon, anything?
No, just reiterating again, just to get out there and vote. Don't just say you're gonna do it and don't do it. It's your right. Go on out there and do it.
All right, Blake.
I do have one more.
Go ahead.
More shout out. Shalia, our daughter, I call her Boom. For those that don't know, she played volleyball. This is her second year, and it's her first year in high school as a freshman. She made it to varsity as a freshman. So pretty big deal for her. She loves the sport, watches it constantly. She would like to go to Nebraska for college and to play for them. So I'd like to talk her out of that, but I'm happy for her. I'm glad she's doing well.
I saw a video of her blocking. It looked like what was the other team's best player.
Oh, was it against EC Glass?
I think it may have
that
been.
One. Yeah, there was one where. Oh no, I don't think it was EC Glass, but there was one where it's a student that's projected to be a D1 athlete that she blocked a couple of times throughout the game. So I think as long as she's willing to keep learning and put the work in, she's going to be really good.
Absolutely.
It was LCA.
Absolutely. Shout out. I want to shout out my children, Jonathan, Aaron, and Jackson. Aaron just got all A's in her first report card as a 6th grader. She's doing wonderful. Jackson is doing wonderful. Jay is doing wonderful. So definitely want to make sure that I shout out my lovely kids and my lovely wife. Blake, what you got?
I don't have them, man. Oh. Actually, I do. I might have federal jury duty in Alexandria starting Tuesday. It's a potential that this could be the Comey case. I'm praying that it's not, because I don't want to be involved in none of that at all. But I got to
what case?
James Comey. It involves the president. Yeah. So I don't want to be.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Comey was the old head of the FBI.
Yeah, and Trump is basically on his get back, and that's what this is about potentially. But either way, I got a summons to be a federal juror. They made it where I'm 2 weeks on call, and I had to start checking on it starting October 31st. I checked, and they said that I have to be there Tuesday at 9:30.
Well, just let them know you're biased. They'll let you go.
Yeah, we gonna see. I don't want to be involved at all.
Jamon, do they ever call you being in the news?
They don't.
Yeah,
because
I figured not.
They don't because it's they'll call me, and last time I did it, I sat there and they were like, anybody with the
news,
they work for the news, blah blah blah, and I raised my hand, and then they dismissed me.
You. I told y'all about the one that I did. I knew that I was going to be the juror because the defendant was black, his lawyer was black, and I was one of 2 black people in the room. And I was like, yeah, they're going to pick me. And they did.
I could be wrong about the case, but if it's at that specific courthouse, that's federal shit. And
well, I know for a fact if that's the case and Blake does get it, he's going to write a tell-all, and then we're not going to hear anything else from him ever again. He's going to be like, man, bump that podcast. I don't know what them fools doing. So let's enjoy him while we can.
I don't want to be involved in none of that.
All right, listen. These stories that we've told are not rumors. You've heard everything from the wild and crazy to the evil, mean, and whatever you want to classify me as well. But we want to thank you for taking the opportunity to listen to us. And not only that, we want to thank you because I think we've all shared something about ourselves that maybe is a little personal. As Fernando mentioned, this is the first time that his mom is hearing this story. So this is us kind of being very vulnerable and opening up ourselves to reveal to you something about each and every one of us and our personalities. We hope certainly that you've enjoyed this episode and peering more deeply into our respective lives. And we hope that you will join us next time as we tackle another topic, right? Like, we're going to come here, we're going to have some fun, we're going to laugh. Nando and Blake will probably laugh more than anybody. But that's what we're here for, right? Like, in this crazy world and the way it is, we just want to bring joy or some sense of positivity into your life. So with that being said, we will see you on the next episode, which will be in 2 weeks from today. Get familiar with that we're going to be on a bi-weekly basis every by Sunday at 5 p.m. We love each and every one of y'all. Fellas, say bye to our adoring fans.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.